Hey, Ladybug. You want to show everybody what we got? Huh? What happened on the farm about a month ago, Ladybug? You all remember last year when I traded that nuke for these two goats? I got this Billy and the female there. Well, let's see, just a little over a month ago, Mama had two little babies. As you can see, they're running around. Got a little boy and a little girl. The little boy's got a white leg there on the far side. That's the easiest way to keep track of him. He's also started to grow horns in the last week. So yeah, they're just about a month and 3 days old. Got them in here with my my two cows that I've got here at the house. Doing really well together. I was really worried about them as cold as it got there for a couple weeks. I wasn't sure how that was going to all work out. I was watching Billy go after Ladybug. So what I ended up doing to keep the babies warm, let me show you here real quick. I took and got up underneath here, you can kind of see one of those metal tote cages. Well, I took the cage itself, laid it on its side so the top's open, and then this is insulated wrap that goes on them totes. They helped retain any heat that I had in there. And what I did, we come around to this side, and I put a heat bulb on the top, and underneath that heat bulb the insulated cover is pulled back and it's just shining down through the bare cage. So that worked really, really well. Keep the babies warm. You can see one going in there. So anyway, I just wanted to share the new additions. I'll probably end up selling the boy and keeping the girl. Get to where I have a few more to sell. Billy thinks every girl on the farm is his. He's in love with Ladybug. Of course, who isn't in love with Ladybug? Look at that girl. Look at her. Look at Ladybug. Is that Billy? Is that your boy Billy? Is that your boy Billy? She's a pistol. Anyway, I just want to share with y'all real quick on the new additions. I'm pretty excited about them. Come on, Ladybug. Let's talk a little bit about the changes since last week's video. First of all, we've done a lot of melting. We've had some days in the low 40s, mid 40s. Matter of fact, I think I even seen 51 degrees the other day. So very glad to see that. The only thing I don't like, and I hate to be the one that just complains every week, but here it comes. I'm not liking the mud. I'm not a big fan of the mud. But it's something I'm going to have to deal with. So I'm hoping what will happen, just kind of hoping, that the snow will melt, everything will refreeze, and go back to poor man's concrete for just a little bit longer. I know to green things up, we've got to have rain. It's going to get muddy. There's no way around that. But just a little bit longer with the frozen ground, and I'd be a happy camper. So with the warmer weather week, I've seen all the bees here out flying, making orientation flights, and doing the duty of pooping. Yep, for the last few weeks, they have had to hold their poop, and as we know, that's no fun. And it's times like this when you go through these long periods of being trapped in the hive that your bees can develop nosema. So that's something you want to keep an eye on. If you notice that your bees are pooping all over the front of the hive and they're not making it out into the yard or to the pasture to relieve themselves, then you might start looking towards nosema treatments. And one option I'm going to recommend right off the bat, and it's hard to find. As a matter of fact, the only place I know that carries it is eBay, and it's called Nosevet Plus. I'm going to leave a link for that down in the video description in case it's something you're interested in. I will say it's a little bit pricey, but I've used it for several years now, because this time of year, I don't know, 6 years ago, my bees were struggling. They had nosema, which is kind of like diarrhea. Found it all over the front of the hive, and the following fall I bought this Nosevet Plus, and you just add it into your feeding regimen in the fall, into your sugar syrup, and all kinds of good enzymes and different things in it that help strengthen the bee's gut. And I'll tell you, the following spring after using it, they build up extremely quick. So I was really impressed with the Nosevet. That's why I've stuck with using it every single fall. Now, I mentioned that the bees are out taking orientation flights, and you're thinking, why are they taking orientation flights? I haven't moved them. Well, the reason for that is the bees have been trapped inside, and usually after about 2-3 weeks of being trapped inside, their memory of where they're located seems to fade. So it's in their best interest, when they leave to come out and relieve themselves, they reorientate around the front of the hive a little bit, and usually you see them going around in circles, and then they go up above the hive, and then they fly off. Well, that's their way of setting their GPS, if you will. So, this said, this is a very good time to relocate hives. If you've put a hive somewhere in your yard, and you don't like where it is, and you'd like to move it to the other side, this is a good time. Wait for one of these cold spells to hit. You just want to be gentle. You don't want to be breaking boxes apart. You want to kind of ratchet strap the whole hive together, make it all one strong piece. Get a helper, lift it up gently into your pickup or whatever you're going to use to move it. Maybe block the entrance just in case a few foragers come out, or guard bees, I guess, and move it to your new location. Gently set it back on your new stand and your new location, and you're good to go. Remove the entrance restrictions, and you're off and running. And then when we get warmer weather, the bees will come out, they'll reorientate, and wham bam, you're done. So I just wanted to point that out, because I've had a lot of people ask me, is this a good time to move your hives? It actually is. It's a lot easier to move them now than in the summer months, and that's just my opinion. I know some people say I don't have any problem moving hives. Well, good for you. My personal experience is it can be a little tricky, and it's just easier to move them this time of year. So, in other news this week, I've been working to update my cell punch kit, and I'll be sharing that with you here in maybe next week or the week after, making some much needed changes to it to make it a little bit easier to understand. And once I get all these little tweaks made, I'm going to run a short sale on these kits. So if it's something you're interested in, keep an eye out for that. It's something I'll be sharing here soon. And this particular method of queen rearing is kind of geared towards starters, so you don't have to worry about your eyesight being good, transferring larvae and all that good jazz. So keep your eye open for it, like I said, if it's something you're interested in, and raising your own queen bees. So I think that's about it this week, folks. Not a whole lot going on. Still kind of chilly, muddy, as I already mentioned, but better things are coming. If you haven't tapped your maple trees yet, you better get on it, because this week the sap was a dripping. Anyway, folks, we'll catch you next week. Thanks for watching JC's Bees. If you enjoyed this video, you know what to do. Thanks.